everyone, it's Alyssa here, and I have a message for you today. So today I want to talk about the principles of asking for what you want and sort of how to ask for what you want and like what is required in order for you to really get what you want. So I've been kind of obsessed with this book for a long time. It's called The Aladdin Factor. It's by the guy that did all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. I actually started out, I think one of my very first videos on Facebook when they offered live streaming for the first time was about this book, and I made a whole page calling it the Aladdin Factor movement because I was like so fired up and passionate about this, because I really think that the biggest key to getting what we want in life, one of the biggest, is asking for it. And so many of us, and especially the women that I work with who are very sensitive, passionate, and compassionate beings, are just sort of conditioned and programmed to like think of other people first, be caretakers, have issues with approval seeking, being very concerned about what other people think. And all of these things can, obviously being passionate and compassionate is amazing. Like, fuck yes, please, let's do that. But anything that's getting in the way of what you want needs to be removed. Like, I think of like Ganesha vibes. And me being a manifestor in human design, there's a lot of people that I know are subscribed to my channel because they are following my gate videos. So as a manifestor, my energy type is sort of that Ganesha energy of like, let's get the obstacles out of the way for you. And that's what I do with my clients. We remove obstacles. They work with me to get those energy blockages removed and like go for what they desire. And they're really coming to me to feel really safe in the spotlight and feel empowered as fuck when they're on stage, when they're becoming more visible online and in person in varying capacities. So with all that being said, let's get down to the 7 characteristics of the masters of the lamp that this book calls it. Number 1, they know what they want. So the masters of the lamp know what they want. They are clear about their purpose, their vision, and their goals, and they are able to communicate this with others, okay? Principle number 2, they believe they are worthy of receiving it. Okay, this one's a huge one, right? Like, if we don't feel worthy or deserving of what we want, we're going to unconsciously or even consciously block ourselves from receiving it, right? And there's almost everyone has this sort of issue, right? Like, we all have intrinsic worth. Like, our worth is like not up for negotiation, like ultimately in the truest truth, right? But we feel like sometimes it is. And that is something that I work with my clients too with, of like cultivating that self-worth frequency. So in order to receive the gifts of life, you must believe you are worthy of receiving them. Oh my gosh. So like, this is about the feeling of course I get to have what I want. Of course I do. And also there's a distinction that I'd like to mention that's really being brought to my attention recently, and what I've been practicing is wanting versus needing. The feeling, like, feel that in your body, okay? Just pause a moment. Like, imagine something that you think that you need. I need, fill in the blank. And then imagine flipping that and going, I want. Okay, so if you feel the difference, like, I need money versus I want money, there's an energetic distinction that is so fucking huge that like, it's important to think about this and like notice the language that you're using in your inner narrative and like the way that you're speaking about things, because when we can choose to empower ourselves with saying, I want this, like, yeah, I'm okay with that, I fucking want this, instead of like, I need this, there's like that kind of like grasping energy of like, I need this in order to be okay, right? Or versus I want this, I'm choosing this. Okay? Principle number 3, they believe they can get it, right? The masters of the lamp, the Aladdin's, the genie lamp, all masters of the lamp ask with certainty, knowing that they will receive what they ask for. Some call it faith, others call it self-confidence. In either case, it is the belief that it is possible that propels them into action. So this has also been coming up a lot for me lately, and with the people that I'm speaking to and that I work with and my community even, is this idea of like what we expect oftentimes happens. So if you're like super freaking worried about something and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oftentimes you're building this energy of like anxiousness. And imagine like if you have children, you know, if you're like, they're going, someone like one of your kids is going out somewhere and you're like, oh my God, I'm so worried. I'm so worried. You know, it's like that's obviously not a productive use of our energy, right? And on the flip side, like when we're like, I know that this is like how much money I would like to receive this month, and I know that I can fucking have that. I know I want it, and I know that I can have it, and I expect it. I expect it. That or something better. That or something better is always a beautiful way to say that, right? Because then you're invoking your true will, but you're also allowing for the divine to come in and be like, it's this or something better. And oftentimes what we expect is what we get. Number 4, they are passionate about it, passionate about what they're asking for. Number 5, we take action in the face of fear. Oh my God. Huge, right? Huge, 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 huge. This is something that happened in my life personally recently. You know, I model, I live and breathe being on stage, being in the spotlight, being visible, and I help my clients with that as well, right? So it's like I choose to show the fuck up even when I'm afraid, and I help people to do that as well for themselves, because the truth is the fear doesn't ever go away completely. Like our doubts and our like, you know, shadow selves, like, I mean, I won't even go into that topic right now, but if you are anything like me and you've been invested in your personal growth for many, many years, you know all about shadow work and like that, like we can't ever really get rid of the things that we don't want really. I mean, like we can work on ourselves or whatever, but we're always going to have voices of fear and doubt and concern, and that's okay. When we try, the problem lies in when we try to like cut ourselves off from ourselves in a way. You know what I mean? Like when we like disapprove of or I mean, I don't want to get like off topic too much. Anyway, so back to this, taking action in the face of fear. And personal example, I showed up to an open mic night and played an original song a couple weeks ago, and the people that were putting on the event enjoyed it so much that they offered me a spot in their artist showcase for the next event that they were hosting. Okay, so when that happened, I was scared. Before I went on stage, I was scared. While I was playing, I was shaking. Did that stop me? No. And the way to support yourself in that too is there's a lot of really beautiful somatic practices, and I am all for that. That is super helpful. Like breathing, making sure that you are your animal body's needs are met, like you have enough food, you're not really hungry, you're not really thirsty, like your blood sugar is regulated before you're doing something like that. And also like surrounding yourself with people who are championing for you, and also other people that are being vulnerable as fuck is really helpful as well. Take the action in the face of fear. Okay. Number 6, we learn from our experiences. Masters of the lamp know that they don't get everything right the first time they do it, including asking for what they want. We simply learn from our experience and apply what we have learned next time. So I took a masterclass called Cold Pitch Magic. It was a few months back, and that's a beautiful example of just asking for what we want and learning as we go. So it's like refining a process of requesting something from someone in a integrous, ethical, generous, genuine way. Like the masterclass that I took, it sort of redefined the whole idea of cold pitching. It was more of like, be bold, ask for what you want, but also be respectful, be giving and generous, and know who you're talking to when you're making that ask, and be giving them value in return, in exchange. So that's just something I wanted to throw in. I think is really valuable to hear that, and it can be really helpful to cold pitch people in that kind of a way, because that's a way that you can open up doors for yourself that are just exponentially grow your whatever you're doing. It's like a fast way to get what you want, and you got to be prepared for that, honestly. Like, it's like, regulate your nervous system. And number 7, final master of the lamp secret to getting and asking for what you want is they are persistent, right? Like, oh my gosh, persistence freaking wins. Okay, so those are the tips. Really quick again, I'll just read them to you. They know what they want. We know what we want when we're asking. We believe we're worthy of receiving it. We believe that we can get it. We know we're going to expect to get it. We are passionate about it. We take action in the face of fear. We learn from our experience, and we are persistent. This is so especially important for the women that I work with, because we are programmed and conditioned to believe that by putting ourselves first, by being bold as fuck, and by asking for what we want and expecting to get it, that it's somehow bad or wrong. I know I experienced that growing up, and it's like nice girl syndrome, right? So anyway, I hope you found this really helpful today. I have some spots available in my Safe in the Spotlight breakthrough sessions that I'm offering complimentary for multi-passionate, highly sensitive, creative women that are ready to really own their star frequency. And in this call, you get to experience massive clarity. We orient you towards your goals, and you walk away with actionable steps to take with you to embody your star power frequency even more deeply. So if that's something you're interested in, there will be a link below in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.